All right, let's go. Yo, what is up? What is up? It's me, it's Key, and I'm back. We're in the building. We got Coach Donte. We got the 7200 Seconds podcast, the hottest topics in 2 hours. Donte, what's going on?
What's going on, Miss Key? Another Labor Day, another Monday, second episode of the podcast, ready to get it going. And I just want to say, what's the motherfucking deal, guys, man? Welcome back to the second episode, man. And I'm ready to get things going, man.
And happy Labor Day to you guys. Hopefully y'all got some burgers. Y'all got the grill popping and rolling. Hopefully y'all having a safe and enjoyable Labor Day. But we're here giving y'all that Labor Day edition of the show. We're just gonna break down NFL. It's back. I'm ready. I know you're ready. Tired of preseason. We get into the real nitty gritty. So let's go. So starting off Thursday, kicking it off. We got the champs taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Who you got in this game?
Like I say again, this game can kind of to me can go either way. It's either the Dallas Cowboys gonna come out ready to play, or is it gonna be Tampa Bay is gonna be having an emotional night? Like I say, getting their rings, and they're gonna have a little bit less energy and kind of fall off. But like I say, Tampa Bay is just too good on both sides of the football. They got probably the best linebacking core that you can have. The secondary is very, very good. Tom Brady continues to do it, even though when everybody say he can't do it, he continues to show up when he's needed. They have a great two back setup, Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette. If they're running the ball, Bruce Arians is going to continue to give them the ball if they're hot. Mike Evans, 1,000-yard wide receiver every year. Chris Godwin and Antonio Brown. You got two great tight ends, Braden and Gronkowski. Just like I always say, we don't see too many guys beating these guys. We don't see too many teams beating these guys. These guys great across the board. So I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay in this game. I think the score is gonna be around. I'm gonna go with 31-27 Tampa Bay. I'm gonna go, yeah.
We shout out everybody who's here and who said what's up to us. We got Shayna in here. We got Vic. We got Mitch. What's going on, Mitch? Mitch is the newest member of the Spotlight Sports Network, guys. So he will be bringing some more Philly content in pro wrestling as well. So make sure you go hit up Mitch as well. We are live on all platforms. We are on Spotlight Sports Network on YouTube and Facebook, as well as Key in the Building, YouTube. Donte, we on his channels as well, and Facebook. JD, what's going on? And Dallas ain't winning this game. Dak is back. Dak is coming off of that horrendous ankle injury he suffered against the Giants last season, and then he's having some shoulder issues. And then one key person in the line is going to be missing for them, Zach Martin. COVID. But if he passes two negative tests, which I don't know, if he does do that, he'll be back. But losing Zach Martin is a key part of that offensive line. On paper, Dallas looks good. Michael
Yeah,
Gallup, Amari Cooper, Zeke, top 10 running back. And then on the defensive side, that's where the suspect lies
yeah,
with Dallas.
yeah.
The
But
corners, the linebackers, down to the line. I don't know if they're going to be able to hold up against Tampa, but I'm going to go pick Tampa as well to beat the Cowboys opening kickoff of the NFL. It might be a high scoring game from Tampa.
yeah,
I gave the Cowboys maybe a touchdown or two.
yeah.
It's going to be
I
Dallas ain't
mean,
got no shot, so
It, I mean,
I'm gonna go
it's gonna
Tampa.
be tough. It's gonna be tough all around for Dallas. But their offense is, I mean, dynamic. Their offense is so dynamic. But I wouldn't be surprised if Tampa Bay hold these guys to at least 17 points. Because again, Amari Cooper does not show up in big games, and I want people to stop thinking he's an elite receiver. He's not an elite receiver. Because if he's elite, you show up when you need it most. And like I said again, how do you have one catch against a guy against New England? I understand you got Stephon Gilmore over there shutting down one side, but
Right.
you gotta show up in these big games, and I just can't trust Amari Cooper. He's gonna check out in big game situations. He also will have some mental drops, mental lapses, and stuff like that. And just Amari Cooper just doesn't show up. And like Vic said, what's good? That's my boy Vic, man. I'm happy that you started your channel. Appreciate you, man. I can't wait till you get started, Big man. You're gonna have to cook something up. Me, you and Key, we gonna have to get something going, a show going, collab. So shout out to my boy Big from having this channel. He's getting this channel up. But like I said, man, we need to stop saying Amari Cooper is elite and Amari Cooper is not elite. They gave away a first round pick for him. That continued. That, like I say, again, this guy cannot show up in big games, and I won't be surprised if he don't show up on Thursday against that guy Williams, that cornerback that they got is very good. But Tampa Bay is just solid across the board, and I'm just looking for Tampa Bay to come out and start off their ring night and they're defending their championship on a high note.
Exactly. They getting the rings and showing off. They at home. They in Raymond James Stadium, and it's like it was epic last year
Oh
for
yeah,
them to be. Again, the Tampa Bay Bucks are in history because they're the first team to win a Super Bowl played in their home stadium. So it's like they was playing for the regular crowd. It's like a regular home game to them, but they did take the championship. And we'll see if Tom Brady can go back to back. We'll see if he can get another one. Say what you want about Tom Brady. I know I'm one of them. I can't stand him, but the numbers do not lie. He is a
yeah,
group for a reason. The numbers don't lie. He just cried too much, but you can't hate him. You
yep.
can't hate him.
I
Can't hate him.
mean, you can continue to hate him. We can continue to say we don't like him. I just, like I say, I didn't like Kobe Bryant, but guess what? He continues to win championships. He continues to prove people wrong. When you think he's not, when you think he's too old, you think he can't do it. Tom Brady is the epitome of that. He continues to do it no matter what team he goes to. You got players that's gonna want to come with him. He attracts other guys, superstars, and you saw him when Antonio Brown was out there. He told Bruce Arians, "Go get me Antonio Brown. I can make him. I can be an impact in this guy's life. We can get back on the same page." And you see what Bruce Arians did. He went and got Antonio Brown for him, and you see what Antonio Brown, how much of an impact he made with this team, with this going with the Super Bowl win and beating the New Orleans Saints as well, a team that they lost to twice in the regular season, got dominated in the regular season. By then they come back and beat them when it matters in the playoffs. So you see how much of an impact Antonio Brown was when Tom Brady say, "Go get me Antonio Brown."
That's crazy that Shady McCoy got two Super Bowl rings. He did absolutely nothing. He
He did
got he
actually.
got one with the Chiefs, and he got one with Tampa last year. Like I think he was on the field maybe twice.
Twice.
It was just like
Le'Veon Bell got one and didn't really do too much either. He didn't really do too much.
no. Le'Veon came the next year.
Hmm. So Le'Veon Bell wasn't part of that Super Bowl team.
No,
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right because they lost. They did lose.
they
Okay,
lost. They
they
went
lost.
there and
Yeah,
lost.
they lost. They lost to Tampa Bay. My bad. I'm thinking Le'Veon Bell won a Super Bowl.
So
My
you
bad.
know, like, but I'm just like Shady. You snuck in, like,
Yep.
so everybody. The case was, well, will this make him a Hall of Famer now?
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
just.
And he was good.
Hey,
He
well,
was
that's
good.
another subject for another day. We can talk about Shady McCoy. Is he a Hall of Fame running back now because he got two Super Bowl
Two
rings?
Super.
Anyway, going on to the 1 o'clock Sunday games. The first game on the Sunday night slot is the Eagles versus the Falcons. What you think about this game?
I got the Eagles winning this game, but I think it's going to be close. And I'm gonna tell you why, Key. Why I think it's gonna be close. Because like I say again, it's the first game of the season. Both teams are gonna come out again rusty. Even though they're at practice, both teams gonna have to get a feel for each other. But again, like I say, I got the Eagles winning this game just based on they have a better defensive side. They better on the defensive side of the ball. The defensive line. The key to this game, the defensive line have to dominate this game. The, that's what it's going to start at, the defensive line. Because if Matt Ryan has time in the pocket, if he sits there all day, it's going to be a long day for all secondary. And I don't care who you is. I don't care if you're Steven Nelson. I don't give a damn if you're the great Darius Slay. If a quarterback like Matt Ryan have time in the pocket, it can be a long day for us. So it all is going to depend on the pass rush. And if they can get to Matt Ryan, you got to make a quarterback like Matt Ryan uncomfortable. You have to make him move up out of the pocket and make plays. Calvin Ridley has proven to be a stud last year. Russell Gage is a capable wide receiver. They have two good tight ends, Hayden Hurst and Kyle Pitts is going to make an impact on that Atlanta offense. Their defense is not good at all, but the offense can keep you in the game. And if we somehow, I'm gonna tell you this: if we somehow fail and drop this game, by looking at our schedule, I'm telling you, it can turn real ugly real quick because you do got San Francisco. We do got San Francisco coming up. When they're healthy, they're a great defensive team. When they're healthy, then you back door, you go to Jerry World. You know how tough that is.
Mm-hmm.
And think about that. We got a few with the Cowboys fans, so you know they're gonna be looking at that game. You know we all gonna be looking at that game. Then following that, you got Kansas City. It doesn't get no better. So I feel like for the Eagles, you got to win this game. You got to find some way to come out with this football game. And like I say, again, I believe we're gonna win. I believe the defensive line has to make an impact. They have to get the Matt Ryan. They have to put pressure on Matt Ryan to make him get the ball out quick, not having him sit in the pocket. So I got us winning this game between 28-24.
Okay. I'm also going to pick the Eagles as well. Like I said, Matt Ryan, he's good, but give him time, he can kill us. But
Mm-hmm.
once you put pressure on Matty Ice, he doesn't go nowhere. So I'm hoping that Jonathan Gannon of the OC, he can dial up some pressure or something, some blitz package or something to get some pressure because that's what we was slacking last year with Jim Schwartz. We didn't pressure the ball at all. Now we got Ryan Kerrigan on our side. We're going to see Eric Wilson more. We're going to see Anthony Harris. We're going to see Slay, and these guys dominate. Sledge. We're going to see Josh Sweat. It's real time now. It's no practices. We get to hit the
Mm-hmm.
other side. So I think we're going to see some sacks on that Ryan. And I do believe this defense will get to Matt Ryan because he's not mobile at all. And plus, he's getting up there in age.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't sleep on Ridley. I think Slay will cover Ridley, but you can't sleep on Kyle Pitts. And first, we
Yep.
don't know how Kyle Pitts is going to do either. This is his first NFL real time game. So the one catch I did see him getting in the preseason, I was like, okay, he's big, he can catch. But we'll see how he can be against this swarming defense that I know we're going to be. And the running game we got to establish that first.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see Jalen Hurts in the pocket more. We're not going to see him roll out as much. And I think Smith's going to have a good game. He's going to break some ankles. He might get his first touchdown of the year in this game. Miles Sanders, again, you got to establish the running game. I got the Eagles beating Atlanta. I'm not sure what the score is.
Yeah.
But Atlanta, no. they it's the defense. I don't think they're gonna.
What's good, Coach
Someone else
Spotlight?
did.
Coach Spotlight,
Uh,
what's good, y'all? What's
so
good?
we both agree and said Eagles winning this game.
Yeah, but like I say, and one more thing I want to mention up before we move on to the next game. Again, it's a lot of what's up, NBA News Channel? What's good, my boy? It's gonna, like I say, it's a lot of pressure on Jalen Hurts. I was in one Trey Rock stream last night. I was in one Trey Rock stream last night. We was having a discussion, and like I say again, it's a lot of pressure on this guy. Cause don't can you imagine if he has an average season or a down year, where people gonna say we should have traded for Deshaun Watson. Just like imagine if he has a bad season, if he has a even a below average, if he have even an average year, that's what people are gonna come out and say. We got yeah, y'all guys should have went to the Deshaun Watson, went to trade for Deshaun Watson, a guy that you don't know who's gonna play this year. The Texans just named Tyrod Taylor the starting quarterback, which is I already said that's who's gonna be the Texans starting quarterback. And like I say, Jalen Hurts has to perform. I believe he's going to be a solid quarterback. I don't believe he's going to put up MVP type numbers. I believe he's going to put up around 3,000 passing yards, 20 touchdowns to about 10 interceptions. That's a pretty solid year. But like I say, it's a lot of pressure on Hurts. He has to play well. He has to perform for this team.
Definitely, definitely, because I got the critics is writing him off already before he even got there. Get him in a chance. Let's see what he does before you
Yeah,
go hitting on him. But no, I honestly think that Jalen Hurts is going to definitely be fine. Um,
yeah,
because Sirianni and Steichen, they definitely cater to the young talent and they got good offensive minds. So we'll see. Again, look what he did. Look what Shane did with Justin Herbert over in LA with the Chargers. So I believe in this offense.
yeah.
Definitely can. The offense, the staff that we got this year definitely is going to cater to Jalen Hurts. We got we got the North against the AFC East. So we got the Steelers versus the Bills. Who you got?
I got the Bills, Buffalo Bills winning that game. I think they're better. They're a better team. They got a great, awesome defense. Their quarterback deserves his money. Josh Allen has very much improved in the passing game and the run game. Devin Singletary is a very good back. I think he's just 5'6". He's a very great running back. Stephon Diggs definitely is a beast. He definitely made that team better last year. Cole Beasley out of the slot, and like I say, not a lot of nice pieces in that lineup. And that Bills defense with Carlos Hyde, that pass rush is very very good. I got the Buffalo Bills winning the game 20-10. I believe Pittsburgh. The only reason I got faith in them pretty much because Mike Tomlin is gonna find a way to this team to be competitive. We know Big Ben is old. We know he's gonna be a statue in the pocket. We know James Washington wants out. You know he's not feeling good. He wants out. We know Juju Smith-Schuster. He's not a number one wide receiver. He always stays hurt. He's always not on the field. But like I say, he's not productive as a number one wide receiver. He's nothing more than a number two next, like he was with Antonio Brown. That been exposed for the last couple of years. Chase Claypool looks legit. He looks like a legit wide receiver. We seen that ourselves when he tortured all goddamn defense, and there was no adjustments made whatsoever. And then again, their running game with Najee Harris got better as well. So, and then they got a pretty respectable defense. They did lose Bud Dupree to Tennessee. That is a big loss, but they still got Watt over there. So Mike Tomlin is gonna find a way to make this team competitive. So, but I got the Bills winning this football game.
Yeah, I'm also picking the Bills too. You can't sleep on Josh Allen not with that arm,
Mm-hmm.
especially Stephon Diggs and Singletary. And their defense isn't bad either. Got Hyde over there, White's over there. Um, so I'm gonna go with Buffalo with over here, and then with Pittsburgh, the offensive line kind of suspect as well.
Mm-hmm.
Harris definitely was a good pickup for them since they lost James Conner
To Arizona,
Arizona.
I think they lost on
And then
Arizona.
they still got Johnson. They still got Claypool. You got to worry about him. Juju Smith-Schuster is still dangerous when he's in the game, so you still got to
Yeah,
worry about them. But I'm going to take Buffalo in this game to win this game. So we got to see how that O line keeps up with the Steelers. And
yeah,
again, Ben definitely is immobile. So
yeah.
what's going on, Big Play Slay?
Big play, Slade. What's the deal?
Got Eric Edits here. What's going on, Nick?
What's going on, Eric? What's good, my boy? What's good, y'all?
So we all right. So we both got the Bills. We both got it. Looks like we both on the same page so far. But I got some feelings. Some games right,
Yeah,
some
yeah.
right not.
Some games
So
is
we
going,
got
yeah.
Minnesota and the Bengals. Who's going that game?
I got Minnesota. I got Minnesota. Like I say again, Minnesota is, like I said, clearly a better team. Uh, Kirk Cousins show flashes. Then he turns into spoiled milk in bad situations. It's kind of like he shows flashes that he worth the contract that he has, but then again, when you need him in a kind of a big game situation, or say if the Vikings need a win to get to the playoffs against Green Bay, that's the type of quarterback that will shut off completely in a big game situation. Even though he did beat the Saints in the playoff, he did beat the Saints in the playoff one year, but that was due to a great running game. Dalvin Cook did go off in that game, in that football game. So, like I say, I still think they're the better team. I think they're the better defense. Dalvin Cook is a top 5 running back in the league. You still got Adam Thielen, who had a great season last year, over 1,000 yards. Justin Jefferson, I'm sorry to keep bringing him up. As always, his name is in it. Oh my God. Again, just think about it, the Eagles did end up picking him up, but like I say, Justin Jefferson, 1,400 yards, 7 touchdowns last year, pretty goddamn good. Their defense is respectable. So I'll say I got the Minnesota Vikings. I got the Minnesota Vikings winning this football game.
Exactly. I'm gonna also take Minnesota as well. You know, to get Joe Burrow back. Joe Burrow does get Lamar Chase. Um, as a receiver, they connected when he was in LSU, but we don't know
Mm-hmm.
how Joe's going to come off that ACL injury. If he
Yep.
didn't get the ACL injury, he would have, been rookie of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the thing about that, when Joe Burrow went down, Cincinnati was still competing in games last year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they could pull up some upsets. And like, at the back of my head, I'm just like, what if they pull this off? But I don't think they are. Their defense is up and coming. I forgot who clocked Juju Smith-Schuster last year on Cincinnati. He got his bell rung, and I bet he didn't do no more TikTok dances after that hit.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Cincinnati Bengals are going to compete.
Yeah.
So, and they did get, I thought they were going to address the offensive line in the
Yeah.
draft, but they did get an offensive lineman in the second round. But they did get Chase, and Burrow got weapons. Got T. Higgins. He got again Chase. So the Bengals team is going to be fun to watch. But I'm
Yeah.
going to pick Minnesota.
Yep.
If Kirk Cousins can not turn the ball over, he'll be fine. Got Dalvin Cook now. Can Dalvin Cook stay on the field this year? Like, he's been injury prone. He is a good back, but he can't stay on the field. He
Yep.
gets hurt. But their backup running back is the truth too.
Yeah.
So he did good when he when the plane. And again, you got Thielen on one side and Jefferson on the other side. That's a good combination.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty good combination. And like I say, Minnesota shows signs of they got a great roster on paper. They got a pretty decent roster on paper, enough to make a wild card push. But then again, like I say, when you got Aaron Rodgers in that division, I'm gonna give it to Aaron Rodgers all day long until Minnesota prove that they can beat them, prove that they can beat these guys, so someone come away with this division. But like I say, I mean, Minnesota can also shock you and win you a big game by their potential and their players that they have. And like I say, I mean, I just think their roster is better overall than Cincinnati. And Joe Burrow was playing some of the greatest football that he played before he tore his ACL injury. They should have got some offensive line help in the offseason or in the draft because by tearing his ACL, like I say, you got no offensive line. The offensive line couldn't block nobody last year, and that's why your quarterback is down, and that's why he's out. But like I say, I got Minnesota winning this game.
Yeah, we on the same page there. So we go to the next game. It's the 49ers against the Detroit Lions. You got in this game. This should be a no-brainer.
This is a no brainer. I got the 49ers winning this game. What a healthy defense, revamped defense. I see no reason why the 49ers could win this game. I got the 49ers. That's not even a question. They just better all around. It's the reason why Jared Goff was traded from the Rams to the Detroit Lions for Matthew Stafford because he wasn't the answer at the quarterback position for the Rams. And like I say, 49ers just better all across the board.
Yeah, definitely. Jimmy G, if he can stay on the field, he'll produce. But if he doesn't, Trey Lance is waiting
Yep.
to come in. They get Nick Bosa back. He was hurt last year. Fred Warner gets his contract, which he definitely deserved because Fred Warner is a beast with the Niners team. And then you got Brandon Ayuk, you got Debo Samuel on the outside. Of course, you got one of the best tight ends in the game. You got George Kittle back there. And I think Mostert's going to be their starting running back.
Yep. I think Ryan Mostert. Yep.
So he definitely showed out. We all know he used to be an Eagle, and it's like whenever somebody leaves Philadelphia, they always go crazy. So, but I'm gonna take the 49ers to win this game. The Lions still are rebuilding. They've been building for years. No Galladay, he's gone. Marvin Jones is gone. So, and they got a new quarterback. They got Jared Goff, but they still got a good running game though. They got DeAndre Swift. I think AP's coming back. They got a good tight end in Hawkinson. They did get Penei Sewell on the offensive line, so we'll see.
We'll see
how many games the Lions win, but I'm gonna say 4. Let's say the Lions win 4 games this year.
4 games. Okay, that's reasonable.
But we both got the Niners. We're in agreement there that the Niners will go ahead and win this game. So we're gonna go to the Cardinals and the Titans. Who you got?
That's a tough. That's a tough matchup right there. I'm gonna take I'm gonna take the Titans. AJ Brown. AJ Brown is a stud wide receiver. Big, fast, physical. Julio Jones, a healthy Julio Jones. Healthy Julio Jones can still produce at a high level. His strength, power, speed, catch radius, ability to go up with the football. Ryan Tannehill's improvement because he's in a better system. You don't have to rely on him to throw the ball too much because you got King, Henry at the running back position. Depth, the best running back in all of football. Can win you a game, can beat you by itself. The stiff arm of hell against Josh Norman. That's just a lot, man. That's just a lot of weapons. Their defense is not good. Their defense is suspect. They did gain Bud Dupree on that defensive line. They did gain him. But the secondary is suspect. You could score on the Titans. But if the Titans establish that running game with Derrick Henry and that offensive line blocking, which opening up the play action for Ryan Tannehill and A.J. Brown and Humphrey as the slot receiver, and you got Julio Jones on the other side. I don't see how you can stop that combination right there. I'm gonna take the Titans in this game.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be. It should be close.
It's gonna be close. Yes, it's not gonna be a blowout.
I don't think it will be a blowout, but I am going to pick the Titans again. You're going up against Derrick Henry. J.J. Watt did go to the Cardinals, beef up that defense.
Yeah.
Jordan Hicks is still over there. He's a good linebacker. Still got one of the best secondary guys back there, Buda Baker.
Mm-hmm.
So defense definitely is going to, try to. I want to see them try to get pressure on Tannehill.
Yeah,
Tannehill's a little mobile himself, though. Don't sleep on Tannehill because he can run with his feet. But I don't see them stopping Derrick Henry. Kyler Murray gotta, do better. Of course, you got one of the greatest wide receivers in D Hop, and then they got AJ Green. Now, is AJ
Yeah.
Green going to be able to stay on the field? Because
Yep.
he's injury prone too. But if he can stay on that field, that will definitely help out of Kyler Murray, and then also Christian Kirk. They got a nice little
They
receiving
got a
core.
nice little receiving core. I mean, the problem is the team is great. The team is very good on paper. Problem is they're in the toughest division in football. That's literally gonna be there when it comes down to for the Arizona Cardinals. And they can win this game. They can win this type of game as well. Like you said, AJ Green, if he's healthy, I put like I say a healthy AJ Green before I had him in the top five best receivers of the game with a healthy AJ Green. Even though he didn't, Cincinnati wasn't a damn thing, and Andy Dalton wasn't a great quarterback. The only reason Andy Dalton was a great quarterback just because of AJ Green was over there when he's healthy. DeAndre Hopkins, no questions about it. He's the best wide receiver in football. We're not gonna even you don't even get me started with that. Devontae Adams is number two, but DeAndre Hopkins Hopkins is the best receiver in the game. So, like I say, you got Christian Kirk, who can play football, who's very good slot receiver. This is gonna be a pretty interesting close football game right here.
Yeah, definitely. So we both taking the Cardinals, Seahawks, and the Colts. Who you got?
I'm gonna take the Seahawks. I'm gonna take the Seahawks in this game. I don't know if Carson Wentz is ready for Week 1. I don't know if they said he's gonna be ready. I'm gonna take Russell Wilson and the Seahawks. DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Carson's. Uh, like I say, they got a good piece. They got some great pieces. Their offensive line need to improve a little bit more to keep Russell Wilson upright. Because he did complain about that in the offseason. That was his complaint about addressing that defensive line. The defense has fell off since the Legion of Boom, but they can get stops when they need. And like I said, I just believe right now Seattle is the better football team. I got the Seattle Seahawks. Winning this football game.
Yeah, I also got Seattle winning. Um, yeah, don't know if Carson's gonna be ready. They're gonna have the rookie. They're gonna have Jacob Eason back there. I think if Carson can't go, he got drafted last year. Good quarterback. We'll see how he do under pressure. But the
Mm-hmm.
Colts do have a great offensive line.
Yeah, one of the
Um,
best offensive lines in
no
football. Yes.
T.Y. Hilton. T.Y. Hilton can't stay on the field. He's done for the year.
Yeah.
Pittman Jr. He's a good receiver over there for the Colts. So we'll see what they do defensively. They're not bad either. They got Leonard
Yeah.
over there. He's still a good person over there. But I'm going to take the Seahawks. Got Russell. Russell's very hard to tackle, and once Russell gets going on his feet, you can't catch him. Of course,
Yeah.
DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, and
Yeah.
I'm just going to take the Seahawks. I'm taking the
Yeah.
Seahawks.
Yeah.
All right, so we on the same page there, and then we got the Chargers against the football team. Who you got?
This is interesting. It's another interesting game right here. Ah, see, one side of me want me to go with the football team, and another side I want the Chargers. But like I say, I'm gonna take the Chargers. I'm gonna take the Chargers. Justin Herbert and the Chargers. I know the Washington football team has a great defensive line. I haven't seen their secondary too much because that defensive line always getting home and always get into the quarterback, and that's one thing how you wreck games is putting pressure on the quarterback and getting to the quarterback and making the quarterback comfortable. Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen, those guys. Austin Eggler is pretty good. Like I say again. I know defense wins championships, but if you're not scoring points, you're not gonna ain't nowhere where you can stay in the game. Your offense give you a chance to stay in the game, and all you really have to do is to get that stop when you need it. I don't like the Washington football team quarterback situation. I don't like that at all. So that's what turned me off the Washington football team. I do not like the quarterback situation. I think Taylor Heineke should have got a chance because he played great against Tampa Bay. He played great in that playoff game.
I almost thought he was going to pull that one off.
They lost by 5 points in that game, and that was pretty much that was. I mean, like I say, Tampa Bay was hot, but that was really the closest game that Tampa Bay has actually played in that playoff game. And plus, you want to say Green Bay, but Taylor Heineke didn't have a bad showing. He played absolutely fantastic in that game and almost beat these guys, almost beat Tampa Bay. But like I say, I got to take Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen. I'm going to take those guys to win this football game right here. But Washington football team could win this game because their defensive line can get to Justin Herbert. But I'm gonna go with I'm definitely gonna go with the Chargers, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Chargers as well. Again, like Washington's always had a good defense. It was just their offense. It was always always suspect.
Yeah.
Fitzpatrick, we don't know what he's gonna do. 1 week he's hot, 1 week he's not. We don't know what he's gonna do. Or are we going to see a reunion with Cam Newton and Ron Rivera? Because I think honestly, you would have to have another quarterback. We don't know. We might see Tyler Heineke in this game, or later on in the season, we might see him if Fitzpatrick ain't up to what he can do. Of course, you got Antonio Gibson as a running back, good running back. Logan Thomas, good tight end. They needed a tight end. They thought they was going to have Jordan Reed, but he can't stay on the field. He's always healthy. I mean, not healthy, so that's why he's not there no more. But Logan Thomas, and then you got Terry McLaurin. We all know he can like light up a secondary. But I'm going to go with the Chargers to win this game. I like Justin Herbert. I like Austin Eckler, Keenan Allen. He's still a good wide receiver in this game. Many people sleep on Keenan Allen, but he still is good. But I'm gonna take the Chargers to win this game.
Yes, I definitely got the Chargers winning this game. I mean, like I say, Keenan Allen, when he's healthy, he's a very good wide receiver. He's a top 10 wide receiver when he's healthy. But like I say, Mike Williams as well. Mike Williams as well can go up and catch the football and make big plays. I just believe their offense, game plan around, they're just better. Austin Eckler can catch out of the backfield. But like I say, Washington football team can win this type of game because, like I say, Chargers they're always blowing leads as well. They lost like they kind of like the Atlanta Falcons, have a lead, be comfortable in the first half and find a way to lose games. They will always do that, but the offense is gonna keep you in the game. Gonna keep you in the game. So, like I say, I feel comfortable about that pick right there. But even though Washington football team can wreck the game with their defensive line, and like I said, I know Logan Ryan is. I know they have a okay secondary, but the defensive line is always getting home. That's what makes it easier for your secondary to hold up.
True. And also, Joey Bosa, he can stay on the field. I think he's the better Bosa brother, and that's my opinion. He's the better Bosa brother. But yeah, the Chargers just have to keep the lead because that's one thing with the Chargers. They'll be up, and then their defense will give up points.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yep.
So honestly, it could go either way, but it's just I don't know about that offense with Washington, so I'm gonna pick the Chargers.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I always think. Just like the Raiders, their offense scores 29 points a game, but their defense they're just not good in the second half. Just like the Falcons, their defense is just not as good. But again, you don't know about the Washington football team. They got Terry. Yes, they got Terry McLaurin. Yes, they got Samuel. But like I say, you're not really scared of nobody outside of McLaurin. You're not really actually afraid of anybody outside of that.
So I think it's gonna be a close game.
It's gonna be a close game. Gonna be a close game.
Again, if the Chargers can their defense can stay in it. Offensively, I'm not worried about the Chargers. It's their defense. Hopefully, can stay in the games.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be Sam Darnold's breakout game, in my opinion. So we got the Panthers versus the Jets. Who do you got in this game?
This is a revenge game for Sam Darnold. So, oh my God, you know what? Much as I Matter of fact, I'm gonna go with the New York Jets. I'm gonna take a gamble right here. I'm gonna take a gamble right here and go New York Jets. Like I say, Sam Darnold has a lot of pressure on him, and the Jets did get better. Zach Wilson looks good in the preseason, but we got to see week one. Preseason does not really matter at all when you're going against second teamers and third teamers. But Zach Wilson, they got a great, they got an awesome head coach. They got a good head coach. They got a good head coach. He was a defensive coordinator for San Francisco. He was a good defensive coordinator. They got Corey Davis. They did get Corey Davis over there. They do got injuries, but I'm gonna take a gamble and go with the New York Jets. Sam Darnold, to me, this year is gonna prove whether if it's Sam Darnold good or not. I know I gave Sam Darnold a pass because he was with the worst coach that you can ever have out there coaching.
Facts.
So I gotta give Sam Darnold a pass on that. And they says he's an offensive genius. What offensive genius Adam Gates does? He messed over Le'Veon Bell. He didn't run. They didn't have an offensive line over there. They didn't want to pay Robbie Anderson. So I believe the organization was just bad for Sam Darnold. I believe it was time for him to go. This is the year that Sam Darnold has to prove that he's really a good quarterback, or is it just him? Or was it just him?
Right.
Or was it just he's a bad quarterback? That's just what it comes down to. If he stinks this year, then we know it's just Sam Darnold. Now, if he does play great and play good this year, then we'll know it's the system. So this is the year I'm gonna judge Sam Darnold on right here.
Also, it's going to be Robbie Anderson's coming out party too, because
Oh yeah, it could be. Yeah,
well,
yeah.
and Carolina just paid him some money. So I think and then plus they already got the connection.
Yeah, they
already
does.
got Robbie Anderson and Sam Darnold already have a connection. They already have chemistry. They're going to go off. Then you got Christian McCaffrey. You want to again another top 10 running back. Can he stay healthy? Can CMC stay on the field? Once CMC stays on the field, we already know he's dangerous. He can catch out the backfield. He can run. He's going to be an issue. Matt Rule is an offensive-minded type of coach. You know, he coached here at Temple for the university before he took the job at Carolina. Overall, I mean, I'm gonna take Carolina. Then you got the rookie on the Jet side. You know,
Yep.
Wilson. What can he do? No Jamison Crowder on the inside. He's out. Let's see what their running game is. I think Denzel Mims finally we're going to see him because he was hurt last year. So we'll see what the Jets can do. They'll bounce back last year. They'll win more than they'll win. They had 2 games last year. I give them 4 or 5.
Yeah.
But the Jets ain't losing. Ain't winning this game. I got Carolina.
Carolina. I pick the Jets because it's one of my ups. Well, it's not gonna be I would say it's an upset pick, but like I said, then again, this is a game that the Panthers actually could lose. So, like I said, I think Zach Wilson is gonna show some flashes. And like I say, I don't believe the Jets roster is too bad. I believe it's right up there. It's right up there, kind of like with the Panthers, Houston, and stuff like that. So, I will take a gamble and take New York, take the Jets on this one.
One game we was good up until this one. Now, honestly, I could not choose. It took me a minute to choose this game. I didn't know who to pick, but I had to pick somebody. The Jags against your Texans. Who you got?
Like I said, I picked my Texans already to win week 1 because the Jags they probably got the better wide receivers. I would give them that. They probably got the better wide receivers. Their defense is not actually good. They may got the better running back as well. But like I say, this Lovie Smith defense, the way they compete, I'm feeling like they're gonna compete. They're gonna play hard. They got guys out there that wants to play, that wants to win. Like I say again, I'm gonna take the Houston Texans. Now I know what the receiving core is looking like. You got Nico Collins on the depth chart. You got Brandon Cooks, who's a 1,000-yard wide receiver when he's not having a concussion every single year or every time. He's a 1,000-yard receiver because every year has been a 1,000-yard receiver for Brandon Cooks. So I got to give him credit for that. He is a pretty decent receiver. like I say again, Brevin Jordan out there, Aikens out there. You got three okay running backs. David Johnson's not what he is no more. He's clearly banged up. Tyrod Taylor doesn't turn the ball over that much, and when you're a quarterback and you don't turn the football over, you keep your offense moving down the field, but basically you keep your team in the game when you're not hurting yourselves with turnover. And you got Mark Ingram, who's a good leader in the locker room and a great influence to running backs in the running back room. But I believe this defense is going to be better than what everybody think. I believe this team is going to win more games than everybody think they're going to win. But we're going to have to go out there and see Sunday. And Sunday will prove everything. What if we're going to have a terrible season or a bad season against the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Okay. I'm gonna take the Jags. I know the Jags lost Travis Etienne for the year. I don't know who their backup is. I don't know who's going to be running for the. Who is it? I forget who's going to be their running back. They got Marvin Jones. They got some weapons for Trevor Lawrence. Defensively, we don't know where they are. This is crazy. Just a couple years ago, this team was in the AFC Championship.
AFC Championship competing. It is crazy. It is crazy.
To the AFC Championship game to be in poop. It's crazy. They lost Campbell on the defensive side, and it just went crazy. It just went down here for them. But no Garner Minshew, he's gone as well because once they figured, Urban was like, oh well, we're going to start Lawrence. Minshew gets traded to Philadelphia. So I mean, are they going to regret that move? We don't know. Not saying nothing's going to happen to Trevor Lawrence. We don't know. If something does, who you got? You don't have anybody. But like I said, this was a toss-up game for me. But I'm going to take the Jags in this game to beat Houston. And I don't know. It might be down to field goals. We don't know how much we're going to get.
Yeah, it could be. It could be true, man. The Jags could win this type of game as well. I'll say they got the better running back. They got the better receiving core. So I'll say again, it wouldn't surprise me if the Jaguars come away with this win.
All right, we got the Browns and the Chiefs, the rematch from the AFC Championship game. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with the Chiefs in this game. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. The Browns are a playoff team. They're gonna win. I got them winning the division. But I think the Chiefs, again, like I say, until someone prove that they can beat them consistently, I'm gonna take the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm gonna continue to take them. It's kind of like if something is working, if certain play is working, why would I stop going? Why would I stop doing it until you adjust? And to someone beat Kansas City and they do it consistently, I'm gonna take Kansas City. I'm gonna take them until proven otherwise. So like I said again, their defense is suspect. They were 22nd in the league. They were 22nd in the league on the defensive side of the football. But like I always value, and I always say, if you could score, your defense is gonna find a way to get a big stop and key stops when you need it. It takes literally 2 stops for Patrick Mahomes. That's all you really actually need. You can shut down Tyreek Hill. You still got Travis Kelce. You still got Edwards-Helaire out of the backfield. You still got Nicole Hartman. You still got him as well. And Patrick Mahomes is going to find a way. And Cleveland, they have a great two-back. They have the great two backs, Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb. Odell Beckham, he got to stay healthy for God's sake. He's got to stay healthy, but it's always seemed like the team is better without him. They made it far even without him, even without Odell Beckham. But I really like to see a healthy Odell Beckham with David Njoku and Landry and like I said Njoku already, but I want to see a healthy Odell Beckham, and their defense is pretty good. Myles Garrett coming at you. You got Shelton coming at you. You got Ward in the secondary. And they did lose Terrence Mitchell. They did lose him to the Houston Texans. They did lose him. But like I say, I believe Cleveland's going to make the playoffs. They're going to win the division. But I got the Chiefs this night opening up.
Yeah, so do I. I'm taking the Chiefs. Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Hartman, and those guys, Patrick Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. I mean, the Chiefs did give them a run. They like I said, they could have been in the Chiefs could have, believe it or not, went to the Super Bowl if it wasn't for their defense. The defense could not keep them in the game. I don't
Yep.
know what it was. Offense put numbers up. Defense could not keep them in the game whatsoever. But I'm going to take the Chiefs
Mm-hmm.
to beat the Browns. Is it going to be a shootout? No, I think it'll be competitive.
Yep.
Um, they did address the offensive line for Baker Mayfield, so he has no excuses now. None.
Yep.
None. And don't forget about Travis Landry.
Yep. Yep.
Travis
Jarvis
Landry
Landry.
can still light you up. Odell Beckham, he's looking okay from that knee injury. He over there still making one-handed catches. But we'll see if he stays healthy.
Yeah.
OBJ could be good, and then that 1-2 tandem with Chubb and Kareem Hunt, you don't know which you're gonna get.
Oh
They're
yeah.
both good runners that can make you pay. So I'm gonna take the Chiefs. I'm gonna take the Chiefs. We
Yep.
got the Dolphins and the Patriots. Who you got?
Both teams, it's a toss-up game. Matt Jones making his first career start. It's a toss-up game for me. Tua has to play better this year. I'm gonna take the Dolphins to win this game. I got them as a wild card. I got the Dolphins. I really think they're gonna be good this year, but it just depends on Tua how he plays. I'm gonna take the Dolphins. Will Fuller, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Parker, an underweighted wide receiver, a competitive defensive front, competitive secondary. You still got Zadrian Howard there. Even though he wants out, he acts out. He felt like he got lowballed and disrespected. He's still there in the building right now. You got a great up and coming coach in Brian Flores. I think this team. Like I said, I got them as a wild card, and I think they're the second best team in the division. But again, Bill Belichick and the Patriots always find a way. Matt Judon, they got Matt Judon from the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
That's a plus. You got Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith, great, pretty good tight end combination. Hunter Henry just got to stay healthy. Nikhil Herring, like I say, I don't know what his status on him. He wants out. He wants more opportunities. And I don't think you got Julian Edelman anymore. You don't have him anymore. I don't believe so.
No, I don't retired.
Yep. So I mean, like I say, I don't know who their receiving core pretty much. I don't know if you still got Jarris Bird over there. I say I got the Dolphins. They got better all around defensive talent, and they got better all around on the offensive side of the ball. The defense probably equal for the Patriots because you still got the best corner over there in Stephon Gilmore. You still got him, one of the best corners in the game, and you got Matt Judon, and you got a respectable defensive line. So the defense is better on the New England side. The offense is better on, like I say, on the Dolphins side. I'm gonna take the Dolphins.
I'm also taking the Dolphins. I don't believe in the Mac Jones just yet. I
Mm-hmm.
honestly think they shouldn't have cut Cam. I mean, people could say, "Oh, his accuracy issues," but I don't think y'all should have got rid of Cam Newton just like that. Or if you didn't want to start him, just say you're not the starter. You're going to be a backup. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
you had to necessarily cut him. Um, but I like Miami. You got Tua and Jalen Waddle. You got the running back Gaston back there, Mike
Yeah,
Gesicki.
and Michael Seki is the tight end. Yeah.
Drake is still over there as a wide receiver as well. Their defense wasn't half bad.
Yeah.
Again, Xavier Howard with 10 interceptions last year. So it's just like, we
Yeah.
simply don't, they don't sleep on Miami. Because, the Miami at least beats the Patriots at least once a year.
Yeah.
So, but I'm picking them to win this game. Uh, we'll see. So I think that the Miami's going to win this game. So we got Green Bay and the Saints. Who you got?
Green Bay and the Saints. It's a pretty tricky game, pretty tough game, but like I say again, I'm gonna take the Packers. I know it's in the Superdome. The Packers did beat them down last year in the Superdome. I'm gonna take the Packers. You still got Aaron Rodgers over there. He did get a new contract. Devontae Adams, the second best wide receiver in football. Shutdown corner and Jair Alexander over there. Sadarius Smith, Preston Smith, defensive line, very good, very respectable. Aaron Jones, running back, is great, awesome running back in Aaron Jones. I got to go with the Green Bay Packers. The Saints don't like the quarterback situation. Losing Michael Thomas for the first 5 weeks. Don't know his situation. Losing some key defensive pieces. I think the Saints are going to have a winning record. I believe they're going to compete, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to overtake Tampa Bay or the Rams or any good teams in the NFC. I just don't know how much. And then, like I say, I love Sean Payton as a head coach. I think they're going to compete, and I think they're going to have a winning record, but I just don't know how they're going to fit against teams like the Packers and Tampa Bay, or like I say, or Los Angeles Rams. I just don't know. So like I said, I'm gonna take the Green Bay Packers. I got the Saints as a winning record, but I don't think they're gonna withstand. So like I say, I got the Green Bay Packers.
It'd be good to see Jameis Winston definitely step back into being a starter again. We'll see if he can lead the Saints because Drew Brees did tell him, "Oh, it's your team now." During camp, they did have a shootout between him and Taysom Hill, but Taysom Hill just hasn't shown and proved to us that he could be a quarterback. We all know he's good everywhere else you put him. He can block kicks, he can punt, he can play tight end, play receiver, play running back. Anytime you see Taysom Hill in the offense, you don't know what he's going to do. So he's still dangerous there, and so because of the hurricane, they're not playing in New Orleans. They're going to be in Jacksonville, so they're not going to be at home. I mean, they're going to be home, but they're not going to be home. But I'm still going to take Aaron Rodgers, the bad man that he is, up against Devontae Adams and Aaron Jones. Their defense is, got what's his name over there?
Marshawn Lattimore, Cameron Jordan, the Mario Davis. Their defense is gonna be respectable. Their defense is gonna keep them in a lot of games. The problem is, like I say, you still got Kamara, yes, you still got Smith and those guys, but Michael Thomas, you gotta have someone for Jameis Winston to throw to, and Jameis Winston is turnover prone. Do I trust that? I don't trust that at all. But they're gonna have a winning record. They're gonna fight. But I don't know how it's going to hold up against the rest of the teams in the NFC. I just don't know if they're going to be strong enough.
And then he got Jair Alexander.
Yep.
Can't sleep on him because he was trying every way possible to get Green Bay into that game with them turnovers. And I'm just like, how you have this many turnovers and y'all still lose? I'm just like, oh my God. I think he had like 2 or 3 interceptions that game, and I'm just like, oh, Green Bay might actually come back and win this game. But I'm gonna pick Green Bay beating the Saints. New Orleans will never be enough for the league. It's always BS when the league speaks on the Saints, but we always kill every year for the 4-time originals. I absolutely right. I honestly think they don't want the Saints to see this in the Super Bowl again because we all know that pass interference should have been a pass interference, and the Rams should not have been in that Super Bowl. It should have been the Saints and New England, and New England would have lost. Tom Brady would have.
I literally said the Saints should have been in that Super Bowl because that was unacceptable. But the thing about the Saints, and that's my fave. We go back and forth about it. She's in the party right now, but like I say, I tell every Saints fan, your expectations is Super Bowl or bust. If you're a Saints fan, your expectations is not no second round, not first round. That is a disappointing season. I don't want to be a fan and not just make it to the playoffs. And I'm knowing I'm a champion. I got a team that can contend. That's not going to satisfy me. Again, like last year, yes, you beat Tampa Bay in the regular season. But the thing about it, Tom Brady is going to adjust when it matters the most. And that's what Tom Brady did. And that defensive side of the football did. But then again, you lose Drew Brees, and you lose most of your guys on defense. But yes, you got Marshawn Lattimore. I don't know if he's going to be suspended or not. But Michael Thomas is a big key of that Saints offense and of that receiving core. Jameis Winston has had an opportunity to prove the same weapons that Tom Brady had. Tom Brady just didn't turn the football over. That's the only thing Tom Brady didn't do. And then he added a couple pieces. Jameis Winston showed what type of quarterback that he is. He showed that already by his average seasons. But like I say, again, the Saints going to have to prove to me that they are an elite team. And they have not done that. They have not proved to me that they're an elite team. And that they can win when it matters. I don't care about the fourth divisional championships. I don't care about that. Prove to me that you can beat guys when it matters. That's what I'm all about. Like I say, everybody has an opinion. But like I say, again, I said the Saints are going to have a winning record. I said they're going to compete. But I just don't know how they're going to compete against the top of the NFC.
Right. And and then they was winning games without Michael Thomas. So it was just like they had Jared Cook, they had Emmanuel Sanders on the team. And then so they did find ways to win the game, but I think Green Bay is again going to take this game. We do got the Denver Broncos against the New York Giants. Who you got?
That's a tough. Oh my God. I'm gonna take the Broncos. I love the Broncos right here. I think they got an underrated receiving core. I think Jared Judy, Cortland Sutton, Noah Fant, Melvin Gordon at the running back position. Teddy Bridgewater won't hurt you with the turnovers. He's going to always protect the football. He doesn't throw it down the field. He's not going to throw it down the field. He's not going to light the defenses up and throw over 300 yards. But he's going to protect the football. And that defense is pretty good, man. That defense for the Broncos is pretty good. That defensive line can get pressure. And Justin Simmons, who is not, like I say again, one of the top safeties in the game, I got the Broncos. I don't trust the Giants. Their offensive line is horrible. The Giants' offensive line is terrible. Kenny Galladay has to stay on the field. Right. Saquon Barkley, I don't know after the ACL injury. Daniel Jones,
I don't know if he'll be ready by week 1.
Yes, yeah, and he's not playing week 1. He's not playing week 1. We already know he's not playing week 1. Daniel Jones has regressed. Daniel Jones is an average quarterback at best. This may be his last year with New York. So I'm gonna take the Broncos to win this game.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to take the Broncos as well. We may not see Saquon or Evan Ingram. Evan Ingram is another one.
Yes.
Stay on the field.
Yes.
Great tight end. He just can't stay on the field. He cannot stay healthy to save his life, especially when you need him. So you probably want to see Gelman in there. I think they still kept him. Again, Sterling Shepard's another one that can't stay healthy, so he has to have a good season. But yeah, Daniel Jones has taken a step backwards playing. So I'm gonna take the Broncos in this game. Teddy Bridgewater, they do have a good receiving core. Southern, don't forget about Hamlin over there as well. So I'm gonna take the Broncos. I'm gonna take the Broncos to win against Danny Dimes, Pennies, whatever you want to call them, against the Giants. And then the Sunday night game, rounding up Sunday, is the Bears and the Rams. Who do you got?
I got the Rams. They completely they have one upgrade that may make a difference, and that's the quarterback situation. Matthew Stafford, 4,000 yard seasons every single year. Even had a 5,000 yard season. He's one of the most underrated quarterbacks. He may be a Hall of Famer someday. Championship could put him definitely in the Hall of Fame. The championships. He's a comeback king. He knows how to come back and win games. Strong arm, can make every single throw. And he was with a shitty organization for a long time. Everybody want to say Megatron made him, but when Megatron left, he was still able to put up big numbers. He was still able to produce, put up big numbers. He just had nothing around him. To help him out. You had Marvin Jones, but Matthew Stafford was the Detroit Lions. Basically, kept them relevant and kept them in a lot of games. Higby, Tyler Higby. I don't know if they still got that tight end Everett, Gerald Everett. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
They still got him. Okay, they still got him. The Cooper Cup, Robert Woods does his job. Running back by committee. You got Sony Michelle, a very good running back. Very good running back. I think just they New England Patriots moved on for him because they liked it Damian Harrison. They liked it
Right.
him better and James White better. That's why that move was made. Sony Michelle still can produce. He's still a good running back. He did win a Super Bowl and was productive in that Super Bowl year. That defensive line, that is scary. They're gonna come at Andy Dalton. They're gonna get pressure. Like Aaron Donald is just a beast, man. He's gonna get some quarterback pressures. He's gonna get a sack in this game. I don't know if they got Donte Fowler Jr., Leonard Floyd. Those guys are very good. Jalen Ramsey, the best cornerback in football. You got him. You got a great secondary, man. And like I say, man, I got the Rams winning that football game.
Definitely. I'll say the Rams. Bears offensive line stinks. They still got a good running back at Montgomery. If Nagy just gives him the ball, he's decent. Allen Robinson, we got Mooney as the receivers, Cole Clement as the tight end. I think they still have Jimmy Graham because Jimmy Graham balled out at that game in the playoffs for them to have their only touchdown. But I think the Rams are going to be too much. Got Aaron
Yeah.
Donald. Andy Dalton isn't mobile whatsoever. So and then Jalen Ramsey, he's going to be covering somebody. I'm going to take the Rams in this game to beat the Bears.
Okay.
And last but not least, the Monday night opener, we got the lost Vegas Raiders versus the Baltimore Ravens. Who you got?
Let me see. So the Ravens, is Marquise Hollywood Brown playing in this game?
I think so.
Okay. The only way, I mean, Baltimore, like if Lamar Jackson gets up out of the pocket, it can be if you can't keep Lamar Jackson in the pocket, it's going to be a long night for the Raiders. It will be a long night because if he's moving out of the pocket and he's running the football, that's going to be a long night. Your best option is to keep Lamar Jackson in the pocket. Now, I'm not going to go. A lot of people like to say this guy can't throw, and like I say, he was an MVP. He was an MVP of the league. I believe he was the MVP of the league. Lamar Jackson. He had 36 touchdowns. The guy just need work. He just need to work on more of his accuracy. It's not that he can't throw. He just need to work. He just need a little bit more work on his accuracy. That's all. And again, Lamar Jackson beat you because of his legs. They got a good running game. Gus Edwards. Gus Edwards is pretty good. The tight ends, hey, they're always open. So it doesn't matter if you always use them. If they're always open, Mark Andrews, why not? Keep using them if they're always open. Marquise Hollywood Brown, this is going to be a big year for him. This is a big year for Marquise Hollywood Brown to show up and step up. So, again, this is a tough call. The Ravens' defense is good. They're legit on defense. Marcus Peters, I believe they still got him, right? Like I said, again, I think he's overrated. Overrated cornerback. I view him as overrated. Most of his plays comes off of tip passes or the quarterback just basically throwing the ball in the wrong spot. I believe he's a overrated cornerback. But like I say, hey, the ball always continues to find him. And they also got Jimmy Smith. I believe if they do got Jimmy Smith over there, they're a pretty good defense. But again, the Raiders' offense is very, very dynamic. They're very good on offense. Darren Waller is a top 3 tight end in this league. Derek Carr can light up the stat sheet. Jacobs, Kenyon Drake. That could be a pretty good combination. Kenyon Drake can take a lot of pressure off Brandon Jacobs. Not off Brandon Jacobs, but Jacobs, he can take a lot of pressure off him. The receivers, Zay Jones is pretty decent. They got pretty good complementary pieces over there, and like I say, their defense has improved. I'm gonna take the Raiders. I'm gonna take the Raiders in this game.
I'm taking the Raiders as well. I think now the coaching staffs in the NFL know how to play Lamar Jackson. They know how
Mm-hmm.
to cover him now. He's not really good accuracy wise, and can he prove he can throw the ball? Can we see him stay in the pocket again? Um, J.K. Dobbins went down. Who they got running back now? You got Gus Edwards. He can't do it by himself. And it looks like Jake the Snake.
Look at my boy
We got
Jake.
Jake coming in the building. He's going to be on here with us. We add him into the stream as we get his takes on what's going on. But I am picking the Raiders to beat Baltimore. We'll see what the Raiders defense is. They did pick up KJ Wright, the linebacker. We'll see what this secondary does. Offensively they're good. Not worrying about them offensively. Jake comes on and now I don't know my words. Josh Jacobs, Derek Carr is sound. They got the receiving, they got Ruggs, they got Edwards. But it should be interesting. But we're taking the Chargers. I'm not the Chargers. We're taking the Raiders to win this game. So pretty much, Jake, we just ran down every game. Um, Winners, losers, thoughts on teams. So if you want to break down things, who you got with Cowboys and Tampa?
Oh man, I love it when this week, because this is going to be like I
Yeah.
said on my show. I'm going to have it tomorrow instead of today, but tomorrow the Jake's Prime predictions that come up every single year. Love doing predictions like this, and I think, Key, when we last did a couple of these, we've had more hits than we have of misses from last season. So
Yep.
I'm excited to do this again. The Cowboys and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the opening of the 2021 season. I'm excited for this one. There's a lot of questions about the Dallas Cowboys secondaries, as I have said. Outside of Trayvon Diggs and outside, of everybody else, this secondary, you're facing off against Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, a loaded receiving core with Tom Brady that he has plenty of weapons to throw to. I think it's going to be tough for Dallas, but I'm taking Tampa in this game because of the fact of not just all 23 players returning, but the fact that you could utilize every single one of those players when it comes to offenses and putting up 30-plus points. Dallas, on the other hand, has that similar scenario with CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, and Amari Cooper and Zeke. But the only problem is they might not have a shutdown defense that could stop below 20 points. So they could put up 25-plus points, and then at the same time, they'll give back up the 25 that they put up. So I think it's a harder matchup for me. In fact, a little bit of a spoiler, but I'm gonna pull this out anyway because I actually did have this prediction. But I'm going with Tampa, and the bet line is 7.5. So I'm taking 33-24. Tampa wins at home, start off the season, but Dallas is going to need to overcome those defensive struggles at secondaries.
Ooh, man, and no Zach Martin. It's going to be a tough day for Zeke.
Yeah.
And then, like I say, that running game is pretty good too. When that running game is on point, they're pretty decent at the running back position. And Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette also. And like I say, I broke down everything you said earlier. Like I say, they're great defensive wise across the board. They probably have the best linebacking core too as well. And Levante David and Devin White, and those guys can really, in that defensive front, that defensive line can really get after the quarterback. And that Prescott shoulder injury, we're gonna see if it's gonna have a close impact in this football game as well. But I no doubt trust the Tampa Bay defense. I trust the Tampa Bay defense better than that damn Cowboys secondary.
Definitely. So we got Philly in the ATL. You got Jake.
So Philly and Atlanta. Oh man, that you know what though, because it's going to be pretty funny. I'm going to have Coach Donte on my show tonight because we talked about this with Gardner Minshew and with the trade, so I did not forget about it. But But you know what? I'm going to honestly, respectfully, because of the fact of pressures in the air for Philadelphia, I'm taking Atlanta in this game. The reason of this is the first time in Matt Ryan's career he has an offensive coach in Arthur Smith. Let's see what best we can get out of Matt Ryan this year on the offense. And they got a healthy Calvin Ridley, Russell Gage, and they've got Kyle Pitts. It'll be interesting to see them spread the ball around on the field. Defensively is very questionable with Atlanta, but at the same time, I feel like this could be a really good grit grind game between them and the Eagles. Jalen Hurts, there's pressures on. They've got to make things work with the offenses, but it's a brand new young receiving core. This is an offensive line that really has to protect the pocket for Jalen Hurts to be comfortable. I'm taking Atlanta minus 3.5, and my score is going to be pretty close. It'll be a 28-23. Atlanta wins at home over the Eagles.
Yeah, I like that.
Steelers like and the Bills.
Steelers and the Bills. Come on, I'm going with Buffalo's Mafia for 6.5 right here. Look, there is who am I going to rely on the offensive line for the Pittsburgh Steelers? And the fact of the matter is like, yeah, there's nobody. But think about the situation they're in right now. They picked up Najee Harris in the draft because they don't want to be super Big Ben reliant like they were last year with him throwing the ball more. He had more passing yards. And with the performance we saw them against Cleveland, kind of stroked Pittsburgh's ego. But I do rely on the defense. Now, it may be tough because with the loss of Bud Dupree to going into free agency with Tennessee, but you do have T.J. Watt, you have Minka Fitzpatrick, and you have a couple of and Devin Bush. So there are some real good names. I think offensively they could put up 20 points. But looking at the Bills, they're just loaded offensively and defensively. They have Vanessa at defense. They've got Tre'Davious White, and they've got a couple of really good defensive players. Sean McDermott and Brian Daboll's really built this thing to a win-now scenario. So I'm taking Buffalo, and I'm taking it a 30-20 final score. Buffalo is just going to completely stop Pittsburgh in their tracks in that cold in Buffalo.
Oh, man. The Vikings and the Bengals.
Vikings and the Bengals. You know what? You guys might be surprised about this, but I'm taking Minnesota minus 3.5. The only reason
Minnesota. We take Minnesota too. We got Minnesota.
Because you know, last year I hated taking Minnesota because Minnesota killed us every time I picked Minnesota.
You know what though? Pin that all on Kirk Cousins, because that's a guy that every time when it comes to situations where
I just said that.
He just cannot produce that well.
I just said that too.
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't mind everybody else offensively. I know what I'm going to get with Dalvin Cook. He's my number one pick in fantasy football, so I know what I'm getting with him. But outside of that, Kirk Cousins has to execute. But I am taking Minnesota in this game. The only reason you got Joe Burrow coming back from a season-ending injury. And it's going to be tough to see him really play, but there were a lot of positive upsides. I'm happy about that of the preseason and what we saw from him. But this offensive line is just getting to know each other. This is one that's really starting to shape. And I'm hoping they're bringing enough protection for Joe Burrow to throw. At the same time, defensively, very quietly, this defense has actually been pretty solid. They've actually had a couple of good solid pieces, but it's not quite there yet. Zach Taylor, I don't know what he's going to have in the cards with his coaching skills, but I'm taking Minnesota. I think you know what you're going to get out of Mike Zimmer, and I think Minnesota's going to be really good on the ground, and I do think you're probably going to see passing plays here and there, but I'm taking the final score 27-23. Minnesota wins on the road.
Definitely. We was talking about how, remember last year when Joe Burrow went out, Cincinnati was competitive in some games.
Yeah.
So
they were.
49ers and the Lions.
I'm taking San Francisco in this one, minus 7.5. Look, Detroit, the only way that they're really going to have to win this game is they're going to have to gobble up some kneecaps. They're going to have to basically break a bone with some of these guys. This is a healthy San Francisco team that, like I said, the offensive line's getting healthier, the defense is getting healthier. Nick Bosa's coming back, and a lot of these other impactful players, and they just signed Josh Norman to a 1-year contract, which I think is I really think is just a veteran presence. But here's the thing, though. They are going to start Jimmy Garoppolo. you are going to get a bunch of really good plays and throws out of him because the fact of he may not be the ideal perfect quarterback, but he is a winning quarterback when you look at the numbers. But I do think you want to start this season off strong. This is a guy that I think is really going to make the plays with Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel healthy, and at the same time, you got a healthy George Kittle. They may run the football, and I think Trey Sermon and Raheem Mostert is going to cause a lot of problems for that Lions D-line because they're just going to absolutely open up the gaps. Running plays are going to be more lethal, and then they're going to sneak in pass plays for Deebo Samuel and for Brandon Ayuk to produce. So I'm going with San Francisco, and this is going to be pretty absurd, but I'm going with a 33-20 final score. San Francisco is just going to maul all over Detroit. Because, like I said, they talked about eating kneecaps. They talk about having an actual lion in the locker room and all this other stuff. What in the hell is this? Is this plan for Dan Campbell? I don't understand this. But here's the other thing: who is Jared Goff going to throw to? I mean, look, outside of T.J. Hawkinson, I got nobody on the receiving corps. So it's like Jared Goff's kind of on an island. So it'll be interesting, but I do think 33-20 is a reasonable score.
Okay, we got the Cardinals and the Titans.
You know what? This might shock people, but I'm taking the Arizona Cardinals at +3. This is my reason of this. I like Tennessee. I want to believe in what Tennessee has. But that defense has got questions everywhere.
I did say that.
Yeah, because the fact of the matter is, great, you got Bud Dupree. You got a pass rusher, finally. But the problem is that secondary got beat multiple times. I love Kevin Byard, and I do think he's the most impactful safety corner there in that secondary. But outside of him, like, you lost Logan Ryan, you lost a lot of these other key pieces. So it's going to be difficult to be handling a Cardinal offense with Christian Kirk, DeAndre Hopkins, Larry Fitzgerald, and of course, you got a really good run game when you've got either Kyler Murray on the field, but at the same time, that's also a defense that got a lot of really good pieces. So I feel like this is a close game for me, but I'm taking the +3. I'm taking the points because I do think it's going to be back and forth from here and there, but I'm going with Arizona 27-24. I'll take the points, but it's going to be very close from here on in. Tennessee, they'll take the loss, but they're not going to really be down on that loss for long. They're going to learn from this loss.
And we're saying how this game definitely can go either way.
Yeah, and I'm gonna back you up on 1 point too about the Cardinals. They can very much win this game as well, and it's going to be a close, hard-fought game. And DeAndre Hopkins takes so much pressure off of AJ Green when a healthy AJ Green is available. And AJ Green not used to having no number one or number two wide receiver. He was the number one. Now, not so much. You got Larry Fitzgerald who still can do it, and you got the best receiver in football, DeAndre Hopkins. So it's going to be interesting. The problem is for the Cardinals, they're in the toughest division in football, in my opinion.
Then you got the Colts and the Seahawks.
So I'm respectfully taking the Seattle Seahawks in this game. Russell Wilson, here's the interesting storyline of what next season is bringing up. So it's a 2.5 bet line. I like that because of the fact of Russell Wilson's got brand new toys. He's got brand new offensive line that he has been asking for ever since the 6-sack game against the LA Rams. He needed some serious help. The Colts, of course, we talked about this before off the air. But I do think it's a rocky start for the Colts without Carson Wentz for 5 weeks. But at the same time, I watched Jacob Eason, and I think he's got a really good arm. He's got a really good presence. And you have to think Frank Reich, as a former quarterback and as an offensive guy, knows how to reshape his quarterbacks. He's done this with Phillip Rivers. He could do this with Carson Wentz, and he could even do this with the young quarterback class that he has with him and Sam Ehlinger. Now, Ehlinger's sidelined, but I think you put in Jacob Eason. Let's just see what he does in the first 5 weeks. I said this for the Colts. No spoiler alert, but I feel like they could go either way in 5 games, 2-3 or 3-2, because that's a team that's got a solid defense. They got a really good offensive line, and they do got some offensive pieces. It's not going to be as easy for Russell Wilson, knowing that you got a defense that, from what I was told, Kwity Paye's the real deal. Kwity Paye is absolutely the real deal for Indianapolis, and him next to Darius Leonard. This Colts team is not going to back down. So I'm going to take Seattle, knowing that you're going to have impactful games from DK Metcalf and Chris Carson. 28-23 is my final score. Indianapolis, don't kid yourselves. They're going to find ways to get back up into this game. So I think a 5-point margin is more than reasonable.
All right, Jake. Now we're going to your boys, the Spiky Bananas against the Washington football team. Who you got?
Well, you know exactly what direction I'm taking here, Key. I'm going to take the LA Chargers. And you know what, though? That's a really good bet line at -1. I'm taking that all day. And here's what Vegas is telling you. First of all, the Chargers reshaped their offensive line. They got a loaded roster with weapons. And at the same time, the defense is a lot better. Derwin James is finally going to be healthy. They rested him up. They rested up a lot of their starters. Justin Herbert's going to come up on the road in Washington with some serious competition. And the only reason is the one competition I'm going to love to watch, Rashawn Slater versus Chase Young. We've seen them both face off against each other in college. Chase Young, the difference is he has a year of experience on his belt, and Slater's a rookie. So, of course, the hype and the energy is going to be there. But let's not forget about one other thing. Ryan Fitzpatrick, you look up his career numbers in week ones alone. He's a lightning in the bottle every time. So when the season opens up, he just comes up with something we just never really seen before. So I've looked at this game several times, and I'm going to go with a 30-28. Chargers win close by 2. And we know how shocking that is, no pun intended, for Charger fans. But when they lose by, less than 7 points, I think they're going to turn things around. The last 5 games they had last season, they won them. They won them outright. They were a lot better. So I do think they're kind of riding this momentum train. But it's not going to be as easy knowing that you've got a lightning in the bottle situation with Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, we definitely said it was going to be tough. It was going to be close because Washington's defense is still good.
Yeah,
especially Chase Young. We just think I don't know which Fitzpatrick we gonna get. So I took the Chargers. This is gonna be interesting though for Sam Darnold. We got the Jets in Carolina.
You know what?
Who you got?
I am taking the Carolina Panthers. God, I love a revenge game like this.
Yeah.
Because first of all, Sam Darnold's got new toys, and he's got a brand new head coach with Matt Rule. Matt Rule, we've watched him in college when it came to Temple and when it came to also, another college school that he ended up revamping and got better. He's a type of guy that knows how to reshape a team. And we know with a competent owner that he has that is pretty impatient. He wants to win now, but there is in fact a process involved. Sam Darnold, this is going to be a hell of a game for him in this. I'm sure Gangrene David, he circled this up and is waiting to watch this game. But this is not going to be easy for Zach Wilson, but I do think we might actually see a gist of some good stuff out of Zach Wilson in this game. Corey Davis, he's been one of his number 1 targets since preseason. Tyler Kroft has been another really good name. You have to think about this Carolina defense, though, with Jeremy Chin, Shaq Thompson, and a couple others there. That could be one that could really put some pressure on in this Jets offense. So I'm going to take that -5. But, however, it may not be as easy because I think Sam Darnold's going to have a field day against the Jets. And he's only going to prove one thing. He's going to prove that the Jets did not really make a mistake in this, but they made a mistake at head coach with Adam Gase. So I think that's the statement that's going to be put for Sam Darnold. I'm going to go with a 28-21 Panthers win at home against the Jets, and Sam Darnold gets his revenge.
Donte's the lone wolf in this one. He picked the
Hey,
Jets.
the only like I said, this is a big season for Sam Darnold. Like Jake brought it up, just like how I was saying it earlier. This is a big season for Sam Darnold. I gave him a pass because he was with Adam Gates, a terrible head coach, who just doesn't give a damn. So I gave him a pass on that. But this year is a big year. If he doesn't perform this year, we know it's Sam Darnold. We know it's him. That's how big of a year it is. If he doesn't perform, we know it's Sam Darnold. Was part of the problem? Why the Jets? This is a chance for a new change of scenery. And like I say, to show Sam Darnold, to show me that he's a capable quarterback in this league.
Yep. So Donte's alone with from this one, but we got my phone suddenly restarted itself. Stupid phone. But okay, we got the. I said this was hard, and I had a tough time picking this game. The Jags and the Texans.
I don't really think this is hard at all. I think it's much more obvious than people think. I'm going with Jacksonville in this game. Listen, and we're gonna talk about this too, Donte. Don't you?
No. I know it don't surprise me. Jacksonville can win this type of game.
Oh, absolutely. But the fact of the matter is, it's not only just the quarterback decision that the Jacksonville Jaguars made, or what the Texans made. But Jacksonville, here's the thing. They're getting a break off of this game because, first and foremost, the defense for Houston is very questionable outside of Cunningham. But at the same time, you got brand new weapons. You got a new quarterback that I think could really take it a step further with Urban Meyer. Now, it is a reshaping organization, and the only reason for that is new head coach. You're working on the offense first. Defense is going to start to kind of come along. But Cleveland Chason is going to be their impactful player in that D-line. But at the same time, Jacksonville, I think, is going to come up with some serious numbers. So I like the bet line here. I think it's reasonable at -3. I'm going to take Jacksonville in this game, 27-20 against Houston. I do think Tyrod is a type of guy that does not like to make mistakes. You kind of see him sometimes when it comes to, his completion percentages, at least at 61. So he's going to make some good plays here and there, but I just don't think that the systematic play that he has with Houston is really going to overcome what Jacksonville has with Trevor Lawrence.
Yes, sir. I mean, like I say, this is a type of game that Jacksonville can win. So, like I say, this game won't be easy. Both teams will fight hard and stuff like that. I just believe this Lovie Smith will have an impact on this defense. And I believe this defense and this team is going to surprise a lot of people about the win total. We're not a playoff team. We're not playoff contenders or none. Win total, I believe, will be better than expected. But it wouldn't shock me if Jacksonville does win this game.
Mm-hmm.
And we got the Browns and the Chiefs. We got the...
I'm going to surprise people with this one with a complete pick out of left field. But I'm going with Cleveland at +6. I'm going with Cleveland up here at +6. First of all, this is actually kind of a revenge game for Cleveland. Because after losing that game very closely to Kansas City, I mean, there is no better this is no better time than during this season where you've got week 1 with Cleveland against Kansas City. I like this. But the reason of the +6 is because I still do think Kansas City is going to win. But on a 6-point margin that they have, it's not going to be that easy for Kansas City to really score points. They did pick up John Johnson. They addressed a lot when it came to what happened with their secondaries, what they needed to do right. And again, what are the
Go spot like crazy.
My question of it is, what other team could basically say that they have 10 former first-round picks and 4 former number 1 overall picks? Who could really say that with this team? It's go time when it comes to Cleveland. They got a good offensive line. They got really good offensive weapons. Better hope that the pressures have calmed down for Baker Mayfield because he has to execute these plays. Here's the difference with Kansas City. Kansas City's defense, outside of Chris Jones, Tyrann Mathieu, this is a suspected defense. So I'm taking I really am taking a close one. I'm gonna take Cleveland +6, and I'm going to make this a 27-21 Cleveland winning this game very closely. Again, week ones are so unpredictable that I feel like Cleveland is going to come out with a revenge game, and they're going to come out with some serious fire.
Then we got the Dolphins and the Patriots. Mac Jones era has begun. Who you got in
Mac
this
Jones.
I am taking the New England Patriots into this game. Not very easy of a game to pick either, because first of all, the one thing that's really going to hinder this game is the questions about Tua. That's the only thing that's going to really hinder the Dolphins, because the only thing is I want Tua to succeed. I really, really do. But all this talk with Deshaun Watson and, question marks, whether or not if Tua can really execute and he can really succeed, that's going to be tough to really overcome. And again, the one place you hate to play at, Foxborough. That's going to be tough enough for the Miami Dolphins. Now, they do face him twice a year, and I do think with Brian Flores and his coaching scheme, it's not going to be very easy for New England to really execute those plays. I think we're going to see a very defensive game. With both those young quarterbacks, they'll execute plays, but I think it's going to come down to who's going to have the more clutch play at defense. And I feel like New England might have an edge over that. But only 3 points, I'm going to take it. 24-20, New England wins at home.
You along with on that one. you take Miami.
Yep. But I did say New England had the better defense, though. I did say they did get Matt Judon. They did both of their defensive line with Matt Judon at the defensive end spot of stealing him for the Ravens. And you still got Stephon Gilmore in the building as well. And you still got Kyle Van Noy who can get at the quarterback spot as well. So their defense is clearly the better defense.
Got the Packers and the Saints. Winston is back being a starter. Who you got?
I'm going to take Green Bay for only about a few reasons from here. I know that there is a lot of pressure on the Packers because of the fact of the whole Aaron Rodgers spiel. But the other thing of it is with New Orleans. Now, obviously, Jameis Winston is not Drew Brees. We get it. But here's the thing, though. The question is, who else outside of Michael Thomas is Jameis Winston really going to rely on as a secondary target? I don't know who. So this is going to be difficult for New Orleans in their offense outside of Alvin Kamara and outside of Latavius Murray. This will be tough. But I do think that the Packers, the only tougher part is they did lose Christian Kirksey to free agency.
To Houston. They lost him to us.
They lost him to Houston. So I don't know really if their linebacking core is really that solid. So there are, like, outside of Rashawn Gary. So there are still some question marks to me, but I do like their secondary play with Jair Alexander. But I do think Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers, they're going to come back. They're going to bounce this thing back. Aaron Rodgers, I think, is going to take that first step of week one, get his offense rolling. But I am taking the Green Bay Packers on the road against New Orleans. It'll be 27-21 is my final score. I think Jameis will put up points, but this is brand new for Sean Payton, and this is brand new for Jameis Winston, so they're going to have to figure out the playbook week by week.
All right, we got the Donkeys and the Giants.
All right, so the Denver Broncos really surprised me defensively in preseason this year. I'm going to take Denver at -2.5. The problem of it is there's a lot of pressure on Daniel Jones this year.
Yeah.
Because they got Kyle Rudolph for Evan Ingram, because even Ingram's on the hot seat as well. You cannot afford to drop more plays. The other part is I like what Joe Judge did really good defensively for this team. Not going to be an easy score. I don't think it's really going to be that close, or I'm not going to say it's going to be a blowout of a game either. But if you actually think about it, Denver's defense in the preseason, this is with Patrick Surtain, this is with Justin Simmons and Kyle Fuller. They limited opposing offenses to less than 20 points. So that kind of tells you Daniel Jones, is going to be very pressurized, and I think he's going to be knocked around. But you better hope that he does not drop the football. He doesn't cough up the football as much. But I'm going to take it as a close score. Denver 20 and the Giants at 17. I think it's going to be back.
You're going to have a case of pumpalitis.
God, I really hope we don't, but I have a strong feeling we might see that.
Oh, we got the Sunday night game rounded off the Sunday schedule. We got the Bears and the Rams.
Oh, Bears and Rams. Oh, man. I'm not sure how we are really going to predict this game. I'm coming out of left field with this one here. I'm going to take Chicago plus 7.5. All right. Before everybody gets on my case about the Rams, hear me out. First of all, Chicago, what experience do they have? They have faced Matt Stafford several times within the division in the NFC East or the NFC North. And the problem of it is we didn't see much of Matthew Stafford in the preseason. Mm-hmm. How do I know he's going to succeed under Sean McVay's system? How do we know that? You know, this is a guy that has had back surgery. He's also had shoulder surgery. This is difficult for me to really predict in this outcome. So Chicago, brand spanking new defense. They got a lot of real good pieces. Now it's going to be difficult to fill in the hole for Kyle Fuller outside of Eddie Jackson. But I do think that these guys coming in are going to put some serious pressure on Matthew Stafford. The other part is they have a completely different run game. No Cam Akers. If that was the case, my pick would have changed. So there's going to be pressure with the fact of Darrell Henderson taking more snaps. Sony Michel, the newly acquired Ram out of New England, he's going to take some snaps. But I do think Chicago, even if they're starting Andy Dalton, this is going to be a grit and grind game through and through. I'm going to take Chicago, even with a plus 7.5. I'm going to take a 28-20 score over the Rams.
Okay. And rounding up the Monday night game, we got the Las Vegas Raiders against the Baltimore Ravens. And Jake's going to be doing laps around Legion Stadium in his truck with his Chargers flag. Who you got?
When the time comes around and I see the eyes.
Coach Spotlight in the building. Coach Spotlight in the building.
Let me tell you right now, because I'm going to have Darian on my show also to talk about the Raiders. But you know what, though? It's going to be a fun, jam-packed game. First one in Allegiant Stadium where we're actually going to have fans in here. So I'm going to be feeling the ground shake from 20 minutes away from me. But this is tough. I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens over the Las Vegas Raiders. Respectfully though. It's actually, you know what though? I could see this be an aerial game. I really, really do. Derek Carr and Darren Waller are going to make some serious plays from midfield. But here's the thing. Patrick Queen, he's going to have a serious field day though. He's going to have a lot of tasks to cover. It's going to be tough, though. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. But at the same time, Lamar Jackson, he's been overcoming a lot of different deficits from here. But I see this. If people are not betting this game, you guys are missing out, because I really do think that this is going to be a game that's going to be serious fire. Lots of points scored. I see this actually being a big-time point score. And honestly, if you're taking the over-under on their spread, take the over. Because I'm going to have Baltimore winning this game 35-30. This is going to – if you're taking that spread, I would say bet the over on the spread. That's going to be a 65-point game margin. And I do think it's going to be an absolute field day on both defenses. So let's see what happens from here. But I'm going to take Baltimore on the grind, 35-30.
He's the only one that took Baltimore. I did pick the Raiders.
We picked the Raiders. I did pick the Raiders.
Jake did the same thing last year on Monday night, talking Saints, and we beat them.
We'll see what
This
happens.
is true. They did come out hot against the Saints last year, but there you have it, guys. You know, we went over week one. You know, next week hopefully we can get some baseball predictions in. Um, you know, because that's coming. That's coming down. Sue's in first in the wild card positions. We all know that the Giants is dominating over there, but they're only one game back behind them and the Dodgers. So that's an interesting series. The Subway Series is coming up between the Mets and the Yankees as well. We'll probably go over that. Some MLB. Break down week one. What we thought. With some upsets. Who was performance wise. Who stood out. You know, again, we're running that down. Appreciate Jake for coming on.
He said that the Phillies got to.
Look, I can't get into the Phillies right now. I can't let them. I can't because we're 2 games behind. I can't get sucked back in. I cannot get sucked back in.
You know what though?
I'm afraid to get sucked back in.
That's the usual for Philly fans, honestly.
I'm afraid to get sucked back in. I'm because I want the Braves to keep losing. Go ahead and keep losing it.
But you know what though? They did have an infield that's got 25 plus homers all around, with Ozzie Albies, Freddie Freeman, Dansby Swanson, and even Austin Riley. All of them with 25 plus homers in that infield. So that's gonna be tough to stop.
That's a pretty good infield right there, man. That is a pretty good infield, man. I'm not a good infield.
We gotta go against. We're going against Milwaukee series now.
Oh yeah,
that's tough.
That's tough.
That is tough.
Oh my
They've
god.
actually been on a serious streak lately.
Yeah,
right now.
that's tough.
Like we barely beat Miami.
Hey, Key.
Teams.
Hey, I feel you, Key. All right, I feel you. I'm Key. Key, don't tell you for you, Key. All right. I feel you about the Phillies because they did mention that on his podcast. He said the Phillies do suck, so I do. So I do mention that. Feel your pain on that.
It's going to be crazy if we sneak in. Lord have mercy, my heart cannot take it. Cannot.
So
but
I'm not sure if you guys have seen, but now I've got 2 fantasy lineups already, and I'm waiting for lineup number 3 because of the fact of our spotlight league as well, guys. You guys do not want to end up missing that. What we got tomorrow? Are you ready for that, Key? I
am the reigning, defending champions. Let's go.
But I'll tell you what my second
is here.
I'll tell you what my second lineup I got in my other league, and I'm actually really impressed with the picks I made from here. But I've got Justin Herbert, Sam Darnold, Keenan Allen, Chris Godwin, Robbie Anderson, Dalvin Cook, James Robinson, Jonnu Smith, Cole Beasley, Marquise Brown, Sony Michel, Jamison Crowder, A.J. Dillon, Carson Wentz, Noah Fant, Devontae Booker, Gabriel Davis, Justin Tucker, and Rams defense. But you know what? Again, Carson Wentz is only a reserve for right now until something comes out of the woodwork.
Okay. And then we're doing a lottery picks in the draft, so that could be crazy. The last pick is always a gift and a curse because you get a back-to-back pick, but you gotta wait so damn long to come back around. So I mean, I think I had, if I'm not mistaken, I think I had 12. I think I had pick number 12 last year. That's how I got Mahomes and Kelsey.
Well, just you wait, Key, because I'm going to be coming for that title. Don't you worry. I'm coming for that title.
No, the belt is not going back to Vegas. But I appreciate Jake for hopping in, giving his picks and takes. Don't forget to watch him here. You going on tomorrow or tonight?
I'm actually going on tonight because you're going to see Coach Donte up on there. I've also got Mitch as well coming on, and then I've also got Darian Hopkins of the Spotlight Raiders Talk. It's going to be a jam-packed Monday night show So I'm ready to bring it on because you know what? I like to start a show big time like Monday Night Raw. So
Yeah.
you guys do not want to end up missing it. Snake Sports Talk Show, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So a few hours from now, we're going to have a jam-packed show. And then, like I said, tomorrow is the real deal because Jake's Prime Predictions comes back. You all got a gist of it, but it's going to be official by the time the show comes around. So
make sure if y'all have not yet subscribed to Jake, make sure y'all go over to subscribe to him. Of course, he is a big time Spiky Bananas, aka the Los Angeles Chargers fan. So he is a big Chargers fan again. Donte.
Don't forget the Oakland A's. Don't forget them. Don't forget the Oakland A's.
I'm not even talking about Oakland after this weekend. Oh my God! Why in hell? It kind of felt like it was already over by the time Marcus Simeon walked them off. Damn it!
Hey, they had a tough week. They had a tough week, man.
But you know what, though? I got to give credit to Toronto. Those bats have been on fire already. And Simeon just hit another home run earlier. And Vladdy Jr. is up at 40.
Yeah, Vlad got the 40.
Oh, man. Man, it's tough. Hey,
it's do or die right now this month. They have got to make it in that spot.
I mean, like I say again, it just seemed like we had that series against, I believe, against the White. I'm not sure. We was in a 4-game series against the Royals. That's when y'all slide started. We lost 3. We both won. We both won 1 game, but the biggest thing, y'all haven't gained ground on my Astros. Y'all couldn't gain no ground on them. And the Mariners gained ground. And we got a series tonight with the Mariners.
And it's the worst because you had the Padres and everything.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, man. Them last 2 games, God dang.
But you know what, though? The sleeper MVP, honestly, this year has been Salvador Perez.
Oh, yeah.
That guy's good. Serious numbers.
Yeah, that guy's pretty good, man.
That's hard to predict MVP, though, in the American League because
for real.
Joey Ohtani, Salvador Perez, and Vladdy Jr., that's hard.
Yeah. It's definitely down to Vladdy Jr. and Ohtani, though, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the first 2-way player. He can pitch, he's pitched and outfield and almost at 40 homers. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, already at 43.
But there
Jeez.
Again, but there you have it, guys. Appreciate Jake for coming on again. Don't forget to come back later on the network. We'll watch Jake again. He's going to have Darian at the Spotlight Sports Network. Raiders talk on as well. Coach Donte to talk about it. Also, Mitch will be on to talk about Ben Simmons and the Eagles talk. But we're here every Tuesday nights. Me and Donte. Again, a 7,200-second podcast, the hottest 2 hours with all the Raiders topics that you can think of. So, Jake was on. Appreciate him hopping in. But you always know how we do. Don't forget, we're back. Football season's coming. We're here this week, Thursday night, the kickoff show. We'll be on to talk about the Dallas and Tampa game. And then don't forget, we're back Sunday mornings for the morning show. So it's going to be fun, jam-packed week. I'm excited. I know y'all guys are excited about football being back.
It's going to be on like Donkey Kong.
Yes, sir. Yes,
you
sir.
already know
it.
All right, for me, for Jake, for Donte, we'll see y'all. Still enjoy the rest of your Labor Day. Don't eat too much. If you're going to drink responsibly. Then don't kill nobody.
Come on, you know us laborers. We got to work tomorrow.
Right. So I'll see y'all. And remember, I'm always in the building. I'll see y'all in another video.
Ben Simmons.